Izzo Ya'Know from Radio 1 Philadelphia, and right now we're live at Love Park, and you know about Trayvon Martin, the tragic story. But we've been covering this for the last couple of weeks. Right now we're at a roundup. We're going to continue to do things, so stay tuned for some interviews and also some pictures. Izzo Ya'Know. Brother Bilal, I want to ask you this question. You know, there's been a lot of rallies, a lot of marches. I want to know personally, do you think any of these marches or rallies going to make any changes or cause any changes? First off, introduce yourself.
Bilal Kayyum, President of Father's Day Rally Committee. Yes, I do. I mean, first of all, marches and rallies is a tool in movements. The tool is to help mobilize people, get the message out, crystallize what the issue's about, and I think the marchers have done a pretty good job of that. I mean, folks across America, white, black, Latino, Asians, are all upset about this. I mean, they see this as a true, distant injustice. I mean, a young man who was, stalked in a state that has a stalking legislation, and even if he was trying to defend himself, which is all indications now that he wasn't, he had a right to. If you're being stalked, you should be able to ask the person following you what's up. So, I think that so the marches and rallies are a tool in the movement.
Okay.
From 40 to 80% of the victims of homicide in the top 25 cities in the United States of America are African American men.
Introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Kenneth Walker Jr. I'm running for state representative of the 197th district.
All right, now how do you feel about the whole Trayvon Martin movement?
Well, racism, it carries so far and so deep in our hearts and in our minds because our country was built with racism. It's so deep rooted, and because we don't respect each other, because we don't love on one another, we don't share with one another. It's a tragedy.
Okay, Tri-State, right now we with Mr. Jeff Weaver, and we're at Love Park right now in support of Trayvon Martin. Now, Mr. Weaver, why do you think Philadelphia is so supportive of this Trayvon movement?
Well, that's pretty much a no-brainer. I mean, with all the deaths in Philadelphia this year, last year, and pretty much go back the last several years, people in Philadelphia and the black community, we feel for Trayvon's parents because that's what goes on here in Philadelphia on a constant. We don't get the same type of coverage because it's usually black on black crime, and I think the big issue here was a white man who preyed upon a young black man for no reason other than he was a black man and he felt like he could get away with it. And so far is. But the issue as far as Philadelphians feeling that situation, there's so many young black brothers that die, every year, that we feel that personally because everyone is tied to someone or knows someone directly or indirectly, a couple people removed that lost someone, young in their life, and it's a real emotion. So I think that's what this is about. But I think at some point we have to really become proactive in terms of how we raise our children.
My name is Kenyatta Johnson. I am the councilman in the 2nd Councilmatic District of Philadelphia.
Okay, now, Councilman, what do you think about the whole Philly and Trayvon Martin movement?
Yeah, I think the incident regarding Trayvon Martin is an injustice. I think it's a tragedy. And I'm looking forward when the individual, Mr. Zimmerman, when Zimmerman, who was involved in the assassination of Trayvon Martin, is prosecuted. I think particularly in the city of Philadelphia, I'm happy to see young people, old people, people from all walks of life coming together to stand up and speak out against this injustice. And more importantly, I hope that as a city, as we move forward, we address the issue of youth violence in general and focus on the issue of unity in the city of brotherly and sisterly love.
What's up? My name is Greg Corbin. I'm the founder and executive director of the Philadelphia Youth Poetry Movement. And basically my view on the whole Trayvon Martin situation is that it totally makes and brings light to racial profiling, stereotypes, prejudice, just the way we can assume that certain people wearing certain clothing are about certain things in society. In most cases, a hoodie is associated with something negative psychologically because of all the media and what's been thrown up in our faces. I feel like the way they're covering up the case right now, it took a month for people to actually say they saw this man, they saw Trayvon banging this man's head into the ground. It took almost a month for them to come forward. But then you had all these other people, the 13-year-old young black man. You had the white lady who actually had the phone call. You heard this kid screaming, help, help, help. Men don't sound like that when they scream. You know, I couldn't impersonate that scream if I wanted to. It's such a perpetuated fear by the just in general race, the image of the black male. When you look at what that family is going through, and then the media trying to smear this child's name and assassinate his character after he was already killed and murdered, his future taken away, we got to do better. Simple as that.